Hi Mum, you do everything for everyone else. Let me help you make your life easier. Quick, short information to make you empowered and remind you why you are so important. Because if you don't know what's on the menu, how can you choose what's right for you? Hi, I'm Alina, director of my private practice Supportive Therapy, and everyday Aussie mum try not to lose my biscuits at my kids. As a mental health professional, I'm here to share my secrets so no other mother feels alone or powerless. Knowledge is power, and I want you to be powerful. Think of it like I'm your mindset coach through all of this. Everything is backed by science and psychology. I believe in you, and I want you to be the best version of yourself. To be happy and feel in control, you need to be mentally strong.
Wonderful. So, hello everyone. My name is Alina Bishop, and I want to say thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. Our beautiful special guest today is Helen, and she's the co-founder of Bodhi Holistic Hub. Okay, Bodhi. I'm dyslexic, so I always mess that up. Bodhi Holistic Hub. And beautiful Helen, she's a Reiki practitioner, yoga teacher, meditation and mindfulness facilitator. So for her journey is from her own healing, and fertility is what led her from leaving her 13 years in corporate and wanting to help others feel empowered in their own health and wellness. And she's also a mum as well to her 1-year-old little daughter, Hannah. So Helen, welcome so much to today.
Thank you so much, Elena. Thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome. So I've given you a little introduction, but how else can you let our listeners get to know you a little bit more? What have I missed out on?
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, I guess I suppose my life kind of in the last maybe 8 years or so was very different to how it is now. And I used to be living, you can tell by my accent, I'm Irish. But I guess it was really kind of the beginning of my healing journey that led me back to Australia and to rekindling an old flame with my husband now. So yeah, the universe definitely was at its was working for us. But basically, yeah, I guess I moved over from Australia because I started to go down my own healing journey probably around 7-8 years ago. And different things had happened to me, like they happened to many others, but for me personally, I had lost my mum and then I had lost my dad as well, and hadn't really properly dealt with that grief, I guess. So I knew I needed something, and I was kind of, burning the candle at both ends. I was working in Airbnb at the time as a global recruiter, loving what I do, but very high pressured, and just kind of burning the candle at both ends, going out at the weekends, doing lots of exercise, but not really having any self-care tools, I guess, in place. And it was only when my sister-in-law introduced me to Reiki, which was at a time where I really felt I needed something because I just wasn't handling things well. And that kind of, she introduced me to Reiki. The following weekend, I was doing my level 1 course, and then, life just started to transform in the most beautiful of ways. And it kind of ultimately led me back to transferring my job in Airbnb over to Australia. And I continued on my healing journey from there, working through, I guess, the different layers and the different levels of Reiki, and then became a yoga teacher, then a meditation and mindfulness teacher. And at that point, then the universe kind of kicked my bum out of corporate, and I set up my own practice because I knew how much transformation I had with these beautiful modalities, and I just really, really wanted to help others through, I guess, what I had been through and through these modalities I had practiced in as well. So yeah, and here I am.
Oh, it's wonderful. And especially so if people aren't aware of Reiki, I've got my level 1 as well years ago, but if people aren't aware of what Reiki is or how it works, the theory is that we're all made of atoms, and when we're all made of atoms, there's things in us such as pain or illness or physical, emotional. Sometimes it almost equates to the atoms are unevenly distributed, or energy. So when you go to a Reiki person, she will then, or they, gender neutral, they will then, by the training that they've done through Reiki, be able to evenly distribute the atoms within your body, the energy within your body, all your chakras, all of that other kind of stuff, whether you believe it or not, but it's really science-based. And especially for me, with people that come in, helps them regulate their nervous system, helps reground and all of that stuff. So if people aren't aware of Reiki, it's a beautiful, amazing non-invasive, and you don't have to talk about anything but to be able to help you grounded. And I can definitely see everything that you've gone through as a huge motivator for you to leave that corporate world to go down the holistic route.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I guess, it kind of, I obviously had started my own practice, and then the pandemic kind of hit probably almost 6 months later. And at that point, it was myself and my colleague from Airbnb had reached out, and Pauline, my co-founder here at Bodhi, and we had a conversation because we're starting to notice that through the pandemic, more and more people were looking for more natural, I guess, remedies and something that was more innate and felt more natural for them in order to help heal their, whether it was on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic level. And lots of Pauline's friends, for example, she's got a huge circle of friends, and so many of them were coming to her looking for recommendations because they knew that she was such an advocate for the holistic space. And I guess Pauline, she was able to tell them so much, but she knew she wasn't an expert as such, or able to tell them, okay, this is a practitioner who's going to be able to help you to get to the root cause of what you're dealing with. And so, what we wanted to do was to create a beautiful community of not just a practitioner kind of directory, but something more authentic, and basically a community of like-minded, heart-centered human beings who are experts in what they do, but who ultimately really care about helping others on their holistic, I guess, their healing and well-being journey. And we wanted to create a community of practitioners who we fully vet, who we meet in person, and who these are practitioners who we would ultimately recommend to our loved ones, and we wanted our community to feel that way as well. So basically, we started building Bodhi Holistic Hub, and I guess because we had that experience in the startup space as well. So Pauline and I had about 14 years between us in Airbnb, and we really knew how powerful it could be to bring a community together online, and we just wanted to kind of help to bring that into the holistic space, because we feel that although we're not here to dismiss Western medicine whatsoever, it absolutely has its place, but a lot of people are out of the service at the moment, and people are just being told, doing what they're being told to do, or taking the medications that they're being told to. They're not actually getting to what's happening with this person on a holistic level, and there's just no real continuity of care there, and people just they don't know, they only know what they know, right? So we really want to help to empower and to educate people so that they feel informed and they can make a confident decision around their health and their well-being for them and also for their family. So this is why we created Bodhi Holistic Hub, which is basically a platform to help you to find trusted expert practitioners who've been fully vetted and who really care about their clients, and helping them to get to the root cause of what they're dealing with, so that they don't have to go on with these constant sufferings and chronic stress and chronic fatigue and pain and so on. There are options out there, and there are people to support them. We just need to help people to understand who they are and what they do.
That's really inspirational, and that's really beautiful, because from all of this, that's all it says is I wanted to be able to create the thing that I was missing in the world. And then hearing all the, like, for lack of a better word, cries of all the other people who have been left down by medicine, doctors, or whatever that looks like. And so you're like, I'm going to be able to create my own Bodhi Holistic Hub, so that people can come and find their people, find their village, find what suits them, because not everything fits everyone. But at least if you've got this beautiful holistic hub that has different modalities, different referrals that are all tried and true and all have the same ethics, values and morals, beautifully inspiration, because it's that collective human experience that we all then succeed and feel connected and belong to. So well done.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And yeah, we've only scratched the surface, but we've so much more that we want to do. And we've built a learning hub as well with all these guides, and our beautiful practitioners write articles around topics they're passionate about. We do online masterclasses, we do events as well. So we've got, we're running up and we're going to be launching a connection hub as well to bring our communities together through wellness events and gatherings and women's and men's circles and retreats, and just helping to bring people together to connect with, each other, but also to connect to ourselves as well, because we certainly see that there's a lot of disconnect in society at the moment with everything that's happening. So yeah.
And I've got a bit of a personal question, if you don't mind.
For sure.
Especially for being mentally strong mums, So on your own healing journey from losing both of your parents, understanding that and how it led to you finding your path to becoming a mum.
Yeah, well, I suppose, I always wanted to become a mum. I always knew I wanted to become a mum, and I'm one of 9 children. So,
Yeah.
I'm one of those typical Irish Catholic families. So I'm the youngest of them. I've got 8 siblings, and yeah, being a mum was always so important for me. And I suppose I started my fertility journey a little bit later on in life because I met my husband, who we were friends for years, and we were kindled, and everything worked out so well. But I guess I was 36 whenever Brendan and I got together again. So we were a little bit later on our journey going down the fertility route. And I guess very naively, I always thought, oh my goodness, Mom had 9 of us. I'm going to be so fertile. I need to be really careful. And through my 20s, I was always really cautious. So, gosh, I don't want to get pregnant when I'm, young. But I guess, yeah, whenever I was going through my own fertility journey, then it was very different for me. And it's a very difficult journey for many people. It's very complex. And I guess, after trying naturally for probably about a year and a half or so, just nothing was happening for us. And we knew that we needed some kind of intervention or some help, some support. And so I guess just following the norm or the kind of conventional system, we went down the IVF route, which is so incredible for so many couples. But after going through multiple rounds, it turned out that it wasn't going to be a part of our path, and it didn't work for us, due to multiple reasons. But during that journey, it was I just felt super disempowered throughout my fertility journey when I was going through the IVF process. And that was for multiple reasons, but kind of being told, having this disempowering language kind of put to you that I was, almost 40 years old. I had lazy ovaries. I wasn't gathering enough follicles. Just all these things that were making me feel as a woman really unworthy and not enough, and it really kind of mentally had an impact on me. And it was then whenever we got to the third round that it didn't work for us. I just said, listen, I need to give my body a break. I want to go down the natural route. And I guess because I kind of had already delved into the energy healing and the yoga and the meditations and stuff, I kind of had a good understanding of that, and I wanted to explore that to help bring my body back into balance, because it's such an invasive process going through IVF, all the appointments and the blood tests and the ultrasounds and the needles, and it's a lot physically and mentally and financially as well. So yeah, whenever I decided and my husband decided that we're going to give it a break and I'm going to go down the natural route and try alternatives, it was very much dismissed by my gynecologist, and I was told that there's no scientific evidence or research. My best bet, basically the only option and the only door for me is IVF. And that just didn't sit well with me. And being a Taurus, I'm quite stubborn, and I just wasn't gonna. I knew I was gonna be a mom, whatever way, shape, or form that was gonna be presented to me. But I wasn't gonna be told by a man that IVF is the only route for me, and I'm not gonna get pregnant if I don't continue this journey. That just didn't sit well with me. It was kind of like a scare tactic.
And it's funny, when you get to that crossroads, you can either then submit and believe all of those things that they've been told you, and then if you feel really bad about yourself and then feel like, well, it's my fault and it's never going to happen. Or then it sounds like for you, even though a part of your therapy talk, part of your narrative is that I'm stubborn because I'm a Taurus, so I'm going to keep on going, which is essentially resilience and grit. I'm going to be able to find my own path. This is important to me, and I'm going to have my own back, and I'm not going to give up on myself, and I'm going to knock through that wall, and I'm going to find another way,
For sure. And I believe that I had such faith that I knew I was going to be a mom, and as I said, whatever way that was going to be. And basically, I kind of wish I had have listened to myself probably earlier on in the journey, but again, everything happens for a reason, and this is part of my journey, and it's probably why that I had that fire in my belly to set and create Bodhi. But I guess in terms of before I started the IVF route, I started looking into acupuncture, and there was this particular practitioner who I kind of seen coming up a few times, and it was always at the back of my head, and I just kind of ignored it or put it to the side. But whenever I did innately listen to myself and kind of reached out to him, I started seeing him and, doing my Chinese herbs and my acupuncture every week. And within 3 months, within that third cycle, we got our 2 blue lines, and we were pregnant with a little girl, Hannah, who's now 2.5. So it's just a drop in the ocean, like for me to get pregnant. It was just such a blessing and a miracle. But there's so many people, like even my acupuncturist said it was a daily occurrence where couples would come into him and they had been told because of their age or their PCOS or endometriosis, which I also had as well, or all these different disempowering conversations basically were had, and so many people have been told that they're not going to get pregnant, and it's just false. It's bullshit, and we have to change that narrative. We have to educate people so that they know there are other options. And my body was temporarily out of balance. I just needed to bring everything back into balance and regulate my nervous system and just be still and do all the things I could in my I guess to help me to come on and to conceive naturally. But I guess going back to being a parent and with mom and dad, obviously they're not here, but I know they're always a part of this journey. I know that they helped to bring little Hannah into our lives, and I know that they're always with us for sure. I get so many synchronicities, and I just don't even doubt it for a second. But I know that they're they're here in spirit for sure, and they're helping me along to be a mom. And I always look to my mom, for her guidance and try to be even a fraction of the mom that she was to 9 of us. So I feel very, very blessed, and to know that they are still with me in spirit.
That's really special.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you don't have it, you have to have something to believe in, and I know that's not for everybody, but I think whenever you've been through a lot of grief and tough things, it kind of what makes you and shapes your path and your journey, and it kind of helps shape who you are as a person and your perspective. So it gives me a lot of comfort as well, for sure.
No, it's beautiful, because it's a really difficult thing, and then understanding how to make new meaning of things, how to find new hope in things, how to actually then be still and reconnect with what your ethics, values and morals are, and how can I then trust in myself and my instincts to be able to then translate that into everyday moments. And that brings me to my last little question for you. So especially everything that you've been through, everything that you've tried to create, especially with beautiful Bodhi Holistic Hub, how do you then juggle your life as an entrepreneur as well as a mother?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's not easy. I'll tell you, it's not easy. And I kind of was very blessed whenever I was doing my meditation and mindfulness training. I used to dedicate like an hour and a half every day to doing my practices and my self-care. And then obviously whenever Hannah came along, it was a whole different story. You'd basically go to the bathroom for 5 minutes just to have some peace, and that's okay, that's enough. And that's taking those little minutes and those moments to kind of just be still and just even breathe. Or like, and Hannah, like, she's 2.5 now, going on 13. She's proper little sassy pants, and she's amazing. Definitely my biggest teacher for sure. But it's every day. There's no finish line. It's a constant having to grapple with being a good mom, being present, but also trying to work and build a business, and also trying to be a wonderful wife as well, and be caring and supportive to my husband, and also helping to make sure that I'm okay mentally, and having my self-care. So it's kind of like every day is different. Sometimes in the morning I'll wake up, I'll do my FT, and I'll do my gratitude and my prayers. And like this morning, for example, I dropped Hannah off at her little family daycare that she's in 3 days a week, and I went down to the coastline and just sat on the rocks looking for the whales and just practice my beautiful gratitude, and just so grateful for like having the space to just sit in the sun and watch the whales go by and just focus on my breathing and being present. And just even 15 minutes and I was set up for my day. I was like, okay, day ahead is sorted, so let's do this. And that's kind of, it's a day-to-day thing for sure. Some
but I
days,
think you're right.
whenever I don't.
it is about discipline, and it is about consistency. And even if it is 5 or 10 minutes in the morning or at lunch or in the afternoon, at least I want that discipline and that self-love to be able to give me those little moments. And especially we've all been there, being able to hide in the bathroom away from our kids.
Yeah, necessary.
That's the problem with hiding in the bathroom, is they always find you, you know. But that's exactly, sometimes we just, especially that feminine energy, we just need that 5-minute breather, get recentered, figure out your game plan, let go of the stuff that you've just, and then be able to move forward onto the next, you know. And that comes back to that, with you, that gumption, that resilience. So that's beautiful and definitely inspirational.
Yeah, and you have to come back to, like, every day is different, as I said. And if I haven't done my self practices or my self-care, or if I haven't even taken just maybe 5 minutes, I can feel it in myself. I can feel it in my mood and my behavior, and I can feel it in how I'm with Hannah and how I'm with my husband and others. And, you know, it's so important for me, but for everybody else as well. So just even taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's perfectly adequate. You don't have to be sitting on a mountaintop for 2 hours, like chanting. Whatever you can is enough. Let it be enough. Sure.
Awesome. Well, it's been so lovely to be able to get to know you a bit better and understand what you're able to offer. So if people are really interested and wanted to learn more, where can we find you?
Yeah, for sure. So we've got loads of beautiful practitioners across Sydney, New South Wales, and, you know, expanding beyond as well into the different regions of Australia. So you can just catch us on Bodhi Holistic Hub, our Insta handle. And also you can reach out to us or check our website at www.bodhiholistichub.com.
Wonderful. Awesome. So it's BOHDI Holistic, HOLISTIC, Bodhi Holistic, and I'm still having trouble saying it. Bodhi Holistic.
It's a mouthful. Bodhi Holistic Hub. Yeah.
No, it's lovely. And so, those who are wishing to be a part of your community and potentially clients for any of the practitioners, do you have any offers for our beautiful listeners today?
Yeah, for sure. If you're a client, you can come on and just put in Bodhi 10 at checkout to get $10 off your first session with any of our practitioners. And we're constantly onboarding incredible practitioners from all different modalities. So feel free to reach out to us. We've got a list of practice page as well on our website. So have a look at that. And I'd love to hear from you and have a video chat and connect.
Very exciting. So for everyone in the show notes, I'm going to leave that BODHI 10, and that's going to be your discount code. So at least you can go on, see what's available, and hopefully you'll even learn about new services as well, depending on what you're looking for. And I think for all of us, we need to evolve and have the kind of life that makes us happy, and also trying to know that we can't do everything ourselves, and it's nice to connect with those who are experts, such as Helen within her Reiki and mindfulness. So thank you again so much. I really appreciate you coming on today, and I'm going to definitely go on and have a look, and everyone loves a discount, so I'll be typing in that Bodhi 10.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Helen. I really appreciate the opportunity.
No, have a great day.
Thank you so much. Bye.
If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, I want to thank you for your support. It takes me hours to research and create this for you, so I genuinely hope you enjoyed it and felt more mentally strong. If you have any suggestions or improvements, let me know, because I'm always open for criticisms. If you have found my information useful, please leave a review and subscribe. So by leaving a review, it's a value exchange. It's good karma. I value your support just as much as you value my free information. So find me on Instagram and Facebook by searching Mentally Strong Mums, and I'm Aussie, so we're spelled MUM. And then you can find heaps of resources on www.mentallystrongmums.com. And this podcast is for you, so let me know what topics you would like to see covered in future episodes. And if yourself is a professional that is working with mums and would like to be a guest to help other mums be mentally strong, I would love to support you. So message me on Instagram on Mentally Strong Mums, MUMS, all one word. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day, you beautiful mum.